Hey, what up, man?
Dude,
How's it going?
what's up, man?
You see me all right? I don't know. I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna lie. We ended up over at my girlfriend's house today, and she has my other streaming PC, so I like had to bring all my friggin' stuff over here and attach it to my old PC, and I'm like, hopefully it works when I get there, you know?
Oh, it looks great. Yeah, no,
Well,
dude.
good, good, good.
Bro, it's so basic, okay? You got a fucking headset and mic. So the audio is way more important than the video. So
Agreed.
headset and mic, you're fucking golden, okay?
Right on, right on. Yeah, no.
Awesome. Hell
Well, I
yeah.
mean, come on. I'm one of them guys, man. You can't just have no, 380p webcam either, you know?
No shit, right? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I'd feel a little bad coming on here at 20 frames per second at 380, you know?
Yeah, cheers, brother. You got the big mug
Hey,
rocking.
hey,
Hell
that's
yeah.
right. Cheers, my man. Yes, sir.
Hell
This is
yeah.
apple juice, actually.
Mm. You got a
I,
big mug of
I'll give
apple
you,
juice.
that's right. I'll give you the wink wink on that one.
I know. I was talking to Mark, Airsoft Primate is his Instagram.
Hmm.
Him and I were talking, and he was drinking something, and he goes, "Yeah, this is tea." I said, "Oh, okay." And he goes, "Well, it's not tea, but it looks like tea." I said, "Oh, okay."
Right, right. One of my airsoft buddies, man, he makes some awesome mead. I'll have to see if I can get you some and send it down to you.
What?
Yes, homemade mead, dude. Like this is what this guy does. He doesn't touch beer. He doesn't touch liquor. He just makes his own mead. And whew, yeah, you'd probably be better off drinking like friggin' 14 vodka. You know what I mean? Like,
Dude, I've heard that mead. So I don't know the difference between beer and mead, but I think a lot of people, including myself, think that mead is the same as beer. You know, when you see these old like shows and movies and stuff that
right?
depict history, mead is different. It's brewed different.
Yes, yeah.
So
I think
I,
beer is
I
out
don't
of
know what the
corn,
difference
and
is.
mead, if I'm remembering correctly, is because there's somewhere in the Middle East they can't drink beer, but they
Yeah.
can drink meat. And it's because of what it's what it's fermented out of. Not see now you're gonna make me draw a blank on
Is
this.
it so typically alcohol is like rice, potatoes, wheat, like barley
Yeah, yeah,
hops,
yeah, yeah,
whatever
yep.
kind of shit. But yeast, sugar,
Well, obviously, yeast just turns everything to sugar anyway.
fruits, right? Like all kind of fruits. Yeah, it just
I can't
yeah,
think of it,
mashes down
man.
to sugar.
Not, of course, of course. Now you got me on this subject, I can't friggin' remember. You asked me 2 hours ago, I probably would have been like, "Oh yeah, it's made out of that." You have to go to Google.
I mean, I should probably know. I've been drinking for fucking since I was 16, okay? So, you
Late
know.
starter, are we? Yeah, well,
No
thank you for
shit,
having
right?
me on, man. That's cool.
Yeah,
I was
dude,
actually
welcome.
going through. You've actually had quite a few people that I've played with over the years and stuff on your show. Last one, I think it was like a month ago. You had Keenan on there. He's doing that airsoft field down in South Carolina, or trying to get it running. I don't know what the status of it is there. I'm kind of bad blood, I
Yeah.
guess. Everybody's staying away from me lately, but
Oh, really?
he's good shit. I don't have any
You pissed
qualms with
everyone
anybody.
off?
I did.
What the fuck, bro?
I
Because you're
know,
drinking
right?
apple juice, okay?
It's because I'm drinking apple juice. I know it. I know it, man. Yeah, drinking the apple juice, and I apparently shitting somebody's cornflakes. So,
No shit. Oh, okay. So
yeah,
Keenan, that's fucking is that CSL? No, that's
no,
Keegan.
that's not CSO. That's
Um
honey. What's the
Keenan.
name of their group? Keenan's group, honey. Raven
Keenan.
13.
Oh, Raven. Fuck yeah.
My
Okay.
girlfriend's a longtime airsofter too. She's been in a lot longer than even I have. So,
Okay.
if there's
Gotcha.
questions about airsoft, that you'll hear me, honey.
Oh yeah, so you know Raven 13. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I know a lot of these guys, man. Raven 13 and
He's in North Carolina
Boxer
as
and
well. Aren't you guys in North Carolina?
yeah, yeah. That's how actually how we met is and you know I don't want to say like we're friends or nothing like that, but we've played together, played against each other over at Gunny's Warfare Center back when it was in Waxhaw.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the kind of the story to that is like my whole beginning of airsoft was I was going through a really bad divorce and
Mm.
um, custody battle with my children.
Oh
Luckily,
shit.
I ended up
Okay.
winning that, and I ended up getting sole custody of both my kids.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, tell that to my pocketbook. Wow.
Oh, dude. Well, I'm saying wow because it is. It's a huge. I've had friends, same
Hmm.
thing, and it's very expensive. But typically, even with a lot of like evidence to support that the kid should go to the father,
Oh, dude, it is so
it's
tough.
so fucking hard to get. Yeah,
It,
it's
it,
like all natural. It just everyone assumes, even the judge assumes, okay, the mother, the mother, the mother,
right.
and yeah. So
Yeah, you
okay,
really have to have a bad one in order. Like she can,
yeah,
they can pretty much do whatever the hell they want for the most part, as long
right.
as you cannot pin them with pictures and
Yep,
proof. They're
yep.
pretty much going to get away with it. That's that. I found that
Hmm.
out the hard way. Well, not the hard way, I guess. I mean, I won, but
Yeah,
I was just smarter, I guess, is the big thing there. But so I
yeah.
was going through all that, and it was working for Maserati, Bentley, Aston Martin, and
Okay.
I'm a mechanic. I also own a mechanic shop too. So,
Yeah, yeah. Nice.
but like uh, I just gotten that funk, man. That funk where you're just like it's the same thing every day. You got the kids, you come home, you just sit down, you have a beer, you play video games, and you go, "Holy shit, I'm getting a little ripe around the edges here."
Uh-huh. Yeah, like bored, fat, and out of shape, and no purpose.
Exactly,
That feels like
exactly.
shit. Yes.
And I'm like I've played professional video games and stuff like that. I don't know if you're familiar with PUBG and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but I had a pro team for that
Oh,
for a
nice.
while. I mean
Do they
that
still
that
use for professional gaming? Do they still use what is it, Major League Gaming or ML? What are they? Battle Log or something?
Battle Log is
Okay,
that's
like the
Dice's thing
older.
for Battlefield specifically. It has
Gotcha.
nothing to do with like the professional side of things.
Oh, okay,
MLG is definitely still a thing. That's
okay. I used to play
it,
Gears of War 1 tournaments
yes.
in MLG.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, and I mean it really hasn't grown from that point. It's
Gotcha.
kind of weird.
Okay.
Like it's in one of those. It's almost like with like the speed soft leagues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where there's a bunch of them, but nobody like dominates the space.
Uh-huh. Yep.
That's kind of where MLG's at. Like, yeah, it's viable and they have really good tournaments and payouts, but they're not the only game in town. It seems like now lately here, every game has their own friggin' payout and
Yep. They
tournament
have their own
system.
thing. Yeah.
Yep. So, but yeah, no, definitely MLG's still a thing, man. You probably log on, still see your KD over there.
Jesus. Oh my God. Well, I don't want to see it because we were we started a tournament team and we were great in practice. So just pick up games, right?
Right.
And so Gears of War or yeah, Gears of War 1, we were great in practice. And it was a separate we would set up the lobby as a tournament lobby, so we would
Right. Right.
try to attract, tournament style or level teams. We didn't know who's joining, but
Right.
if they're full teams or we didn't know, but we dominated in practice, and then we get into the MLG and we get to a tournament, and I think we won two tournaments out of I don't know 20 or we were bad. We were bad.
Oh man, you got two more than I got that. I never didn't do any small tournaments. Everything I did was big
Yeah,
stuff. Like that
gotcha.
was the first ever PUBG tournament for Katowice.
You were in that?
I was in the qualifiers to it.
No
So
shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we went out in the last round before the finals.
Yeah.
We actually had it. We had it. We had it, and I had good team. I had one of my good friends, Daddy. He's up from Michigan. He's actually coming down to play airsoft this weekend at my field.
Nice.
And I had 2 young kids. The one would listen to me no problem. The other one, he was like the top fragger. You know, he's freaking a savant at this game. And so sometimes he would just get on this thing. Like I told these guys last round, all we need to do is not be the first one out.
Yeah.
And so we just did a quick drop far away from the circle. Like, you know, guys, we just need to survive. Let some other team go out first. Sit. I don't care if we all sit in a building and huddle the blue.
Right.
Let the other team. So, of course, another team drops with us. I end up getting 2 of them out of the 4. And I'm running out of ammo. Everybody, like, all of a sudden just, like, they didn't even drop with me. They were, like, all over the place. All of a sudden, I see this top fragger, come in a vehicle, and he's like, I see him. He's in the open area. I'm going to run him over. I'm like, jump out and shoot him. Just shoot him.
Yeah.
He friggin' tries to run him over, ends up getting headshotted. Yeah, so it leaves me and my bottom fragger, who's a very good strategically, and he was like the medic of the team, you know. Yeah. You just give him the stuff because he's not going to die, but he's not going to get many kills either.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and then, so, yeah, that kind of we ended up being the first one out of that round, and that kicked us out of the friggin' finals to get over to Katowice for $600,000. I was like, you just had to jump out of the car and shoot him, man. Why?
Look, this is so when those kind of stakes are on the line in a video game tournament,
yeah,
it's way fucking different than just casual play. Like, why'd you do that, man? You know, when you're talking with your buddies and you're playing and they fuck up and you're like, bro, what the fuck, man? No, this is like, dude.
You threw away $600,000.
Yeah, we had a chance to move on to at least win something, okay?
Right.
Like, this is beyond words right now. About to cut your ass off.
I don't even think I had a conversation with the team. I was just like, Alt F4. I'm just
oh shit.
ended up talking like 2 days later afterwards. I calmed down. I'm like, you guys know where we went wrong, right? And they're like, yep. I'm like, all right, as long as you guys know, because it's there forever.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, no, wow, so that was cool. That was cool. I mean, and
so
then
this is, yeah. So you were now, were you a gamer before that? Like, what were some of your favorite games before PUBG?
Well, you know, I'm kind of old now, so I mean, if I had to pick like my ultimate favorite, we got to go all the way back to PlayStation 2.
Okay.
And start getting on some SOCOM days, man.
Oh, SOCOM.
SOCOM. You're a SOCOM guy, ain't you?
Bro. I love SOCOM.
Hell
dude,
yeah.
Was it SOCOM 3? I worked at GameStop. I think it was when SOCOM 3.
GameStopper up here.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah, bro.
Man. I got the management over at that joint. It was hell.
Oh, yeah, dude. I ran a GameStop here in South Carolina for 3 years.
Oh, no shit. You probably know one of my friends then. He was like a head store. He's one of my best friends. Known this guy for 16, 17 years now.
Yeah.
He's actually the one that hired me. He ran one of our local North Carolina stores, but he ended up going, you know, GameStop would send him over to the what the fuck were they called? The where basically all like the game companies would give swag away over in Vegas and stuff.
Oh, we went. Yep, I've been to Vegas 3 years in a row. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure you've probably met him
GameStop
before.
Manager Conference.
Yes, there you go. That's what it was called.
Manager Conference, yeah. So we had, that's where PlayStation, all of the big publicists, you know, PlayStation, Microsoft, all these guys were throwing shit at us and letting us play the new games before they were released.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then the managers would come back, keep all the good shit for themselves, and say, "Here, I got this third-party game. I don't really want it. Here you guys go."
That's right.
Like, come on, peons.
Oh yeah, same thing, bro. But yeah, I think I was at GameStop when SOCOM 3 came out, and I specifically remember it coming out because it was one of the cutscenes in the very beginning of the game. The main character, and I can't remember, the names of the name of the main character in that game, but It was
Pretty
the
sure they were just Jester, Spectre.
yeah. I mean, special operator, whatever.
Right.
But dude runs across in this broken down buildings, whatever, and he gouges, like pushes the eyeballs into this guy's
Yes.
head.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm
like
pretty sure
jumps
that
on
was
top of
3.
him, and in this fight, whatever, and I remember that being an iconic moment in this cutscene because I'm going, holy shit, man. Normally, mainstream games didn't do that kind of gratuitous kind of,
Yeah, it was
intense
very rare.
violence, right?
You'd have to go to over to Manhunt or something to see
Yeah,
something like that.
bro. I was just talking to somebody recently about Manhunt and how that came out when I was at GameStop as well. And
Yeah, it wasn't actually much. I don't think that was much after or before, the SOCOM
SOCOM.
3. Yeah.
It was that game. I was really intrigued in the beginning until I played it for about I don't know, maybe 2 hours, and I was grossed out. Like I just
Gross out. Well, I mean, there was a reason they banned it over in the EU.
it was a little too, bro. The audio in that game when you get a machete, and you could hack somebody's head off. It was a little too close to home. I was like, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to see it. It freaked me out. I was like,
Well, yeah, I mean, you know how they get those sounds, right?
Oh, dude.
See, I went to college for video game design, so it was really cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see how far that got me. I'm a mechanic and a friggin' airsoft field owner,
I mean, come on, let's be real. Who actually uses their college degree in their job right now?
Fair enough. Fair enough. But they'll actually go through some extreme lengths to get them sounds and stuff. Like,
yeah,
I'm sure probably for that one specifically, I'm sure they probably took a pig.
I was gonna say
a dead pig and
cow,
friggin' actually did it. You know what I mean? Actually hacked it off to get those sounds. Yep. Yeah, that's they go through some lengths there to get these kind of sound effects for this that sound real.
I appreciate that. I really do. I love the amount of effort they put into the audio because it was really right. It was right on.
It was right.
Yeah, no shit. A little too right.
You're right.
It was freaking me out. But yeah, I played it for. I mean, I say 2 hours, but I played it for probably a week, and I just felt like shit, bro. Like there's no good guy, right? Like
maybe I'm a psychopath.
Yes, there's no good guy, and I guess that's that, thing in us that like most people want to have this protagonist, and in that game, there was a couple other games that did that, not to that degree as far as the gruesomeness, but where you were a prisoner, like you were a criminal, and you played as a criminal, and it was just dark the way it was filmed and the cutscenes and then the gameplay and stuff. I can't remember. Was it No Way Out? No Way Out was actually really good.
That was a really good game. Yes.
Yeah, I love the way they did the co-op. But there was another game that was similar before No Way Out, and it was 2 people. You broke out of prison, and I can't remember what it was. But you were criminals, and you were killing good guys.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was it was based off that TV show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yes. There was a TV show about them escaping from prison. Yeah, and they did the video. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Can't remember the name for the life of me, but I know what you're talking about.
There's something about it when you play it for a while and you see, okay, they don't establish in like the cutscenes or the storyline that, hey, you kind of were a good guy. You don't want to be doing this, but you have to whatever. So they don't establish that. So it looks like this. You're just a bad guy. You're like,
you almost just feel like that's all there is. You're just
this is what I'm doing.
Guy.
I don't give a fuck about anyone. All I want to do is get my own way. I want to kill anyone in my way. And it feels kind of like shit after you play it for a while. So
yeah, I have the same problem in games like Mass Effect and Fallout and stuff like that, dude. Where it's like, you've already played through, and naturally I kind of progress to like the nice guy. Like I just want to help everybody and do what I can. But then it's like I go back through and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be the mean guy this time.
Yeah.
And then I end up being like, I can't fucking say that to somebody, man. Tell him to go fuck himself. Like,
your options, get limited.
Like, hey, I'm sorry, they're murdering my wife right now. Well, go fuck yourself. I can't do it.
There's a couple games that did that kind of shit right. Okay,
yeah,
GTA, of course, classic, right? have sex with a hooker, right? And then kill her as soon as she gets out
I
of the car
never
and
felt bad about that.
get your money back. I never felt bad. Never felt
Nope,
bad. I don't know what it was.
absolutely not.
It didn't make it dark for some reason. Fable, was it Fable 2 or 3, where you could become almost look like your look would change as you made darker decisions.
That was Fable 2. Yes,
Was
because
that Fable 2?
you could also have another wife and
Yes,
family in a different town. Yes.
exactly. You could marry a guy. Like if you were a male character, you could
Yep.
marry a guy. You could kill your wife or whatever. You would grow horns
Yes.
as you got more evil. But
Again,
it
never
didn't
saw the horns.
feel.
I'm not that mean of a guy.
I explored it. And, I was like, well, how far can you go? So, but it made it like it was kind of lighthearted for whatever. It
Yeah.
just, you know,
I actually like the Fable games for that. You never were like, man, it's life and death if I make this decision. Like,
right.
it was just a fun experience.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I
true.
can do this, I can do that, and you never felt too invested in like I've just destroyed the whole game by doing this.
Right.
Like with
No
Fallout and Mass Effect, when you made those decisions, it affected
Dude.
everything. So
Yeah,
you
it
felt
does.
bad if you got down the line and like, you got your teammate killed because you had to make the choice.
Yeah. Well, not only that, it's like it's kind of like real life. It's like it's too far into it to fix it. Like
Right.
there's no easy way to come out of all these decisions you made.
Right. Not unless you
Mhm.
restart.
Yeah, no shit, right? Oh,
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure, man. Oh, dude, I go on for fucking days on gaming, man.
Same,
Yeah,
same.
we
Okay.
it's just been a lot of my life fucking video
Well, let me
games,
ask you this:
man.
what is, speaking of gaming, what's you like story games? Obviously, if you like Fallout, Mass Effect, stuff like that. Do you have a favorite storyline in a game that you've come across over your years?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. That would be Final Fantasy VIII,
Oh shit!
PlayStation 1 days.
Damn.
Final Fantasy
Dropping
VIII.
the fucking big games on us. Okay.
It was a hit or a miss, man. For most people, Final
Yeah.
Fantasy VIII was a hit or a miss. It came right off the heels of 7, and everybody. And I was never that invested in 7. Like I really hated that they killed Aerith and shit,
Gotcha.
But 8, just the setting, because you went from 7 to 8, the graphics were like it was almost like they put on a new console,
Right.
And between that and just the kind of cool storyline they had between all the special forces of like these teenagers, and they're all in basically high school, but they're
Right.
all special forces being trained to like do covert ops and things like that. It was just a really cool story to me,
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I gotta be
definitely has
honest.
to
I
be
don't
my
know. I
number
don't know
one.
anything about the story.
Oh, dude, if you've never played it, you definitely have to pick it up. Like,
So
you have a gaming PC, right?
yeah, well, no, I have a PC.
Okay.
But
Well, luckily for you, this game came out in
it'll
like
run Tarkov.
'98.
It'll run Tarkov. I know that.
Oh, if it can run Tarkov, you're good on Final Fantasy
Okay.
VIII, man. They did a remaster of it not too awful long ago, where they went a little woke with it and shrunk some titties here, or covered up some cleavage there,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's
That's so
absolutely
opposite
great.
from all the anime that's coming out right now, by the way. So
Yeah, pretty much.
Mhm.
But the kind of the unsung hero of that game was, so usually for JRPGs, what do you think of? It's like grind, 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 grind,
Yep.
grind. You need to be leveled up farther than what you're going against.
Right.
And Square Enix on Final Fantasy VIII did something a little different with that. So basically, if you could stay level 1 through the whole game, you could beat the game as a level 1.
What?
Yes.
So
The
it
game
just
scaled to your level as you progressed
oh,
through it. So if
okay.
you were level 100, but you didn't learn the junction system and get magic,
Yeah.
you'd never beat the damn game. But you could literally run through it as a level 1,
Right.
just extracting magic and stuff like that. You're fine. You could beat the whole game as a level 1 if you wanted to.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was kind of cool, like, because, and a lot of people didn't realize it at the time. They were just like, oh my God, I'm level 78, but they didn't do anything else. They just leveled their character and then couldn't beat the game. I did
Oh,
that as a kid, you know what I mean? Because you didn't go through and
yeah.
get your stat boost, your better weapons, things like that. And they were like, "Oh, this game sucks." But once you understand what's going on behind the scenes, it's like, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense."
Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, that's way different than what most of them were. Well, even now, like you can set your difficulty. You have a choice on your difficulty level, so you set your difficulty, and then you just
Right,
go through and level up, level up, level up, and then go do the
right,
yeah the harder missions, and you can beat them. But I think like Borderlands, Division, things like that, where you get higher level gear, and but you can set your difficulty level on the map or whatever.
right.
Um, yeah, so the difficulty is built in to your level on that game, and yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So I mean, it is definitely a game ahead of its time, and
Yeah,
I
it
wish
is.
more games would kind of like take that level
Yeah,
of progression system, but just flush it out a little bit more.
right.
That was the biggest problem with 8 is nobody understood the system when they first played it.
Hmm.
And most people never picked it up again to go, where did I go wrong with the game?
Yeah, because they would go level up, they grind like they were used to, and
Yep.
level up, and then go,
They
what the
actually made the
fuck? I
game
can't beat
harder
this
for
next level.
themselves.
Yeah, they make it harder. No shit.
Yep.
Some kind of feature in a game I wish they would have explored more doing is, oh my god, what? It came out when I was at GameStop. Actually, it was one of the last ones. So remember, I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's a first-person shooter, World War II era, not Call of Duty, but it was really big.
Medal of Honor?
Uh, what is it?
Medal of Honor?
Yes, Medal of
Yeah.
Honor. Thank you.
EA, it was EA. They shut that one down because they couldn't compete with Call of Duty anymore.
Right. So one of the games, I can't remember which one it was, but the way it was one of their last ones. But probably back in the well, I worked at GameStop from '07 to 2010. So it came out around that time.
It probably would have been Airborne, I think. I think that, well, there was Airborne, and then they
Yeah.
took like a 5 year hiatus, and then they tried to relaunch it as Medal of Honor. That came out when I was working at GameStop. As
Okay.
they relaunched as Medal of Honor, where they went through. It was based out of Afghanistan, and they had like real
Oh, okay.
stories from the soldiers that were over in Afghanistan
Oh,
and
I did play
Fallujah
that.
and stuff. That was a good
Yeah.
one. That
That was
story
a
was
good one.
amazing.
That
Dude,
story was awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, I shed a couple tears at the end of that storyline,
No
man.
shit, dude.
It was like wow,
That was really
obviously
cool.
there's a little embellishment here, but these people really went through at least something like this, you know.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah, that was a good one.
that was a good game. So the one before that, I think it was the Airborne one you're talking about. They what they did was for when you set your difficulty level,
Hmm.
when you put it on the hardest setting. So what they did instead of, typically in games when you up your difficulty level, especially in shooters, they would so all it would do would make you really spongy, right? And the
Right,
enemies like just bullet sponges. Okay, so you're like really squishy.
right.
Okay,
You're
so
basically a glass pane walking
yeah,
around,
yeah, you're
and there's
taking damage.
SpongeBob going, "Hey,
Yeah,
you shooting me yet?"
your damage. Your damage goes, or your armor goes way down basically,
Yeah.
and the enemy's armor goes way up is what it results in. So you have to dump mags and mags and mags into one enemy to kill it.
Oh,
And
so you're
what Medal
talking
of
about
Honor
the
did,
Division 2.
yeah, no shit, for real. Uh, so division or the Medal of Honor game that they had, and I put on the hardest difficulty because I want to get the achievements. Okay,
Yeah.
what they did, all of the damage, outgoing, incoming, was all exactly the same.
All they
Um,
did was lower the armor levels and health levels, and
no, they
increase them over
did.
here.
No, it was still, well, maybe they did on that actually. Like maybe one or two shots would still would do that kind of damage,
Right.
but they took all of your HUD away. So as you
Oh, okay,
progressed in
okay.
the, if you chose, I can't remember the difficulty levels, what they're called, but let's say the max one, legendary or whatever,
Right. We'll call it
they,
extreme.
yeah, extreme, it would be, or realistic, it would be no HUD at all, none, no map, no mini map, no HUD, no nothing,
Right.
no shot counter. Okay, you couldn't see your clip, you couldn't see like how many shots you had. You had only had iron sights. Whatever sight you had on the gun is all you had. You had no reticle on the screen. Um, it really made it, to me. I was like, "This is the shit right here, bro." It was fucking awesome. And that's how it
It
leveled the
almost turned it into a
difficulty.
simulator,
Yeah, it was a
to
simulator,
yes. Yeah, that
and
actually sounds pretty cool, to be honest.
yeah, I thought, God, but if you got a headshot on the enemy, they were dead. Okay, you didn't have to shoot them like 20 times in the head. you know,
Right. Right. Well, I mean, that would have kind of ruined the experience there, I'm thinking.
yeah, right. But I wish more games. I thought it was going to be kind of more of a standard in video games after that, because that was fucking 15 years ago, and it's really, no. I don't think any games really explored that,
There were
doing that
some.
too much.
There were
Yeah.
some. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know if you've ever played America's Army. It
Mm,
actually predates Medal of Honor,
yeah.
but it's still that way today. With
Oh,
their
okay.
latest America's Army game came out. I say latest, but it's about 5, 6 years old now.
Really? Oh
Oh
no, I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know they. Okay.
I was actually just on playing it before we got on this call together.
No way.
Oh
Is
yeah,
it
yeah.
like
There's
a? No, I don't think I remember playing it after it first came out, or the first I
well,
heard of it.
there was America's Army, which was the first one. Then they had America's Army 2, which then they also tried to put on the consoles. That kind of flopped. I think it was just too ahead of its time.
Gotcha.
There was the competitive aspect, and it's really kind of a niche game because
Mm,
of the realism of it.
mm-hmm.
Because I still remember going through America's Army 1, where literally, in order to get anything other than an M16 and a pistol, you had to go sit in classes, listen to the instructor, and
Damn.
then take a test at the
This
end of
sounds
it.
like Arma.
Dude, it was worse than Arma. I'm telling you, if you've never played America's Army, the very first one, you could probably still actually download it and play it today. I think there's still people playing it. In order to be like a sniper or a medic, you literally had to go sit in a classroom, listen to an instructor talk to you about the proper procedures for things, and then pass a test, whether it was a shooting exam or a paper exam for the medic. I think you also had to, for the medic, I think you had to go up and like bandage the correct part that was damaged on a mannequin's
Holy
body, and
shit.
yeah, dude, they went hard on that one, man. They went
This
friggin'
sounds
hard
like,
on that one.
now in this game, I played this PC game before I became a console gamer, was called Operation Flashpoint, and it was
Yes,
like a simulator.
yep, I
It
remember
was
that
like
game.
kind of like Arma before Arma, but it had a similar type of thing where the wounds
Yes,
um, were location based. I'm not sure what you call it, but if you got shot in the leg, that's where it showed you got shot, in the leg, and you had to
right. You slow
tourniquet
down
the.
your movement and you're
Uh-huh.
bleeding. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much what it was, and it still kind of is in America's Army too. They've
Wow.
gotten a little more easy with it. Like instead of having to go up and be like, okay, I'm gonna bandage your leg. It's just like now you apply a bandage and just you call it a day.
Right.
But yeah,
Gotcha.
you can still only be revived once now, and it's one and
That's
a
cool.
half rounds to the chest. You're down. You're
Yeah.
done. You
Yeah.
done
Yeah.
messed up, Jake Wellen. Start again, please.
Rainbow Six Vegas on terrorist hunt on realistic.
Exactly, exactly.
You're fucked. Okay, you're
Without
fucked.
without the bots already knowing where you are. Let's go
No
with
shit.
that.
God almighty. Okay. Well, dude, definitely, yeah, historic games for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Um, yeah, that's cool, man. Okay. So you're in North Carolina. I got to be honest, man. I didn't know what to expect because, uh, you are the first one that has signed up to be on this podcast through my link, the
Yeah,
booking
yeah, yeah.
feature or whatever through the website, that I had no clue who you were. And I put this on the form when you fill it out, when people, book a time slot. There's a spot in there where it says, how did you hear about us? And typically, and not typically, every single time until today, I have known who the person was that was signing up, or at least known of them.
Right.
And on yours, you didn't put in. You had no Instagram. You had, of course, the basic stuff and the name stuff, whatever, and then Discord name. And you said you found me on Rumble.
Yeah.
So I was shocked. I was like, I have no clue what I'm walking into here. And I love it. I love that. That's why I didn't message you or email or whatever and ask you any questions. I just wanted to find out here while we're talking. So,
It's actually quite surprising that you haven't heard of who I am. I'm not
oh
even
shit,
gonna
I'm sorry.
friggin' lie. No, no, it's not even that. It's like, obviously nobody that ever says, "Do you know who I am?" is a good person. It's just I've been marred in so much controversy between South Carolina and North Carolina lately
Oh
for
yeah,
the
no,
last
I don't.
2 3 months. I can't believe you haven't heard of me.
No, no, I haven't heard any negative. There's a lot of times people come on here and say, I'm sure you heard about this. I'm like, no, I don't really. I honestly, I don't follow a lot of airsoft news
Mm,
or in the in that realm. I really
right.
don't. Unless I do look up like innovation, like new things that are coming out, which lasts about 5 minutes because there's nothing ever new coming out in airsoft
Or
except like a
very little,
bucking.
right?
Okay. And no one gives a fuck about a bucking except, you
Right.
know, I mean,
The
people on the
very, very
outside.
techy. Right.
Yeah, right. So,
No,
okay,
no,
so
no. So yeah, no, I was just actually kind of surprised. So, because I didn't know what to expect either. I've
yeah,
already had one YouTuber. I mean, he absolutely went and blasted the shit out of me with zero evidence repeatedly. I think he did 2 videos on that one.
what? So,
Oh yeah,
would you be able to give me some context
yeah.
without like bashing the person if you didn't want
Well,
to?
and see, and that's it. I don't want to bash anybody, and this is one of the reasons I've never I had people attacking me for not addressing the issue.
Yeah,
But how do you address the issue? Because every time I did, because I mean, I was literally, I mean, there's friggin' 10, 15 people online going, "You're a piece of shit. You did this, you did this, you did this." And you go, "Well, no, I didn't. Here's the truth." And they go,
yeah.
"Well, now you're attacking that person." And it's like,
Hmm.
you can't win for lose. So what do? Do you try to put out a statement and say, this is what it is?
Right.
Because then you're attacking the person, or do you just let it go and just be like, I'm going to be above it? And
Right.
I kind of went for the latter just because it was like, no matter what I did, it didn't matter. I was not changing these people's opinion. So essentially, I don't know if you've heard of Mark Sierens and Players Wanted.
Players wanted. That sounds really
They're
familiar.
they're a YouTube channel. He goes out to all the big events and
Yeah, that sounds really
does
familiar. I feel like I should
journalism.
know him. Okay.
He's from Florida. Probably, I mean, he's got
Okay.
about 56 or 57,000 followers on YouTube. Seems to
Okay.
be about. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that
and
sounds really familiar.
he basically ran a hit piece on me because. Are you familiar with Gunny's Warfare Center?
No.
No. Okay, so
Only a name.
Gunny's
Only a name. I've heard of him.
only a name, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
Mhm.
essentially, him and his landlord, they don't like each other no more.
Gotcha.
Okay. Landlord says, "Okay, we're done with you." They end up coming breaching an agreement. The landlord, or says, "Okay, we're fine. We're gonna reach an agreement to get you out of here. We don't want to deal with you no more." You know what I
Hmm.
mean? That's fine, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That should have been all it was. Well, I end up finding out because that's my local field
Gotcha.
that this is happening. So I end up reaching out, and I'm like, I'm a business owner. I know what fields make, and it's not like I was coming into this going, I'm going to be able to buy Lamborghinis off of this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, it's the field closest to me. I'd like to keep it that way. So if you're interested in having another person come in to run an airsoft field, please let me know. And the landowner took, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months. He finally gets back to me. He's like, I was going to open something up there. He's like, but I don't want to deal with it. He's like, so if you're interested, come on out to dinner and we'll talk about it and we'll get a feel for who you are. And and I purposely didn't announce anything, even though I really didn't know anything until February. I never announced like, hey, I'm in talks to do this or anything like that, because when you do that, I didn't want it to affect Gunny's Warfare Center on the bottom side of like, we're leaving, and then, he obviously probably wanted the money to go find something else or do something else. So me going, hey, don't worry about it. He's going to be out of here soon, and I'm in talks to take over the land. It might have affected his bottom dollar, and that's not what I'm about. I don't want to hurt nobody.
Right.
So I purposely didn't announce it up until after he was already out.
Okay.
And then, it's without attacking, I won't use names, but let's just say that there just became this narrative of that, because my not my ex-girlfriend, I'm sorry, she's yelling at me right now. My girlfriend worked for Gunny's Warfare Center at one point.
Okay.
And things, so the narrative kind of changed. Originally it was because I have pictures of me driving Lamborghinis and McLarens and in my profile, which again, I can't afford those things. I just want to be upfront about that.
Yeah.
I got to drive those for free.
Yeah.
After I fixed them.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. There you go.
But it went from I paid the landlords a bunch of money to kick him out of that land to when I finally was able to get people to understand that that's not what happened.
Right.
To, oh, well, his girlfriend must have said something to get him kicked out of there, which she hadn't been working there for like a year anyway. What information is she going to give? You know what I mean? If everything was good, everything was happy, and they were fine, like, what is she going to do? Hey, he's an asshole, kick him out, please, so my boyfriend can take over? No, it doesn't make any damn sense. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but the thing is, I totally understand how the story can be misconstrued on the internet because, well, not just on the internet, when people talk.
Everywhere.
Because majority of people, for real now, the majority of people you meet in a daily life do not understand how business works, okay? And especially when it comes to land ownership or business ownership. So when you have a landlord and you lease out or rent out a property, whatever it is, the things get tricky, okay? So it's not always just black and white where, oh, the guy that was renting was a piece of shit because he was doing a bunch of illegal things. He was like the worst person. He did this, whatever. It's not always like that. It's a thing that happens over months or years where it's a great relationship in the beginning. Something happens where it declines, whether the type of business they have doesn't make money, or because they're a bad business owner and they don't adjust with the times. My mom's in the same situation. Not to put my mom down. I love my mom. But she has a small business. Yeah, she has a small business, but she had a chance and an opportunity to innovate her business.
Yeah.
Like 18 years ago, she said no. And since then, she's said no to that same type of innovation.
Yep.
5 or 6 times. It was very low cost to innovate. Okay. I know because I was involved in it.
That's kind of tough. Then.
I said, you're going to need to expand. You're going to need to innovate so that you're not just locked down by this location because your rent could change, your this and that. And that's exactly what happened about 3 months ago. They got a new landlord because the person that owned the property sold it,
Right.
got out of it, and the new guy that bought it came in, and all these like 5 or 6 different businesses that are in this lot, like in
Yep.
a little strip mall, he upped the rent like 2.5 times.
Right.
So
Especially
now,
because he's never had to deal with these people. He can
no,
walk
he
in
never
there
had to
and
deal with
just
them.
go,
He don't give a fuck.
boom, here you
Here's
go.
what I
I don't
know
care. Move out.
this location can get if I have X business in there. He
Right.
don't care what your business is. He looks at these kind of numbers that are, put out there. But
Yep.
anyway, so she's hurting now, and I'm going, and I feel for her because she's my mom.
Yes.
But on the outside of that, I'm going, you made bad choices, and now you're in this predicament, and you're pointing the finger at this guy as the bad guy. That's not really how it is. So things in business like that can be very difficult to understand for the common person that doesn't understand how business works.
Right.
So they
Exactly.
hear
And I'm not
like
even
what you're
gonna
talking
lie.
about,
I
and they'll
never
go, "Oh,
understood it
you're the
until I
fucking
was in
bad
it.
guy because you came in here and took over Gunny's place."
Right. Which, and again, I didn't take over. I
No,
took over the
no,
land.
right,
Everything that was there. And I've said this repeatedly. I don't care. I didn't care if he left everything standing or took it all with him.
yeah,
But that's not what happened. You know,
mm,
it was just destroyed to try and draw me out long enough to find something else. Which, and again, is fine. I didn't think this was going to be an easy transition for anybody. So I had already
okay,
planned on this, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it took me 2.5 months just to open the doors. Like, if there was nothing on anything, I could have just went out to the woods and said, hey guys, let's play woods ball today. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
right,
But the fact that I had to clean up nails and friggin' just every structure just knocked over,
mm,
2.5 months, and luckily, thank God, I had such a good turnout of volunteers that I didn't even ask for.
yeah,
One day I just had one guy or one of my friends from Airsoft hit me up. He's like, and he asked me about the whole thing. I kind of gave him the lowdown. He's like, well, do you need a hand out there? Like, if you want, man, like, I can't pay you. Like, it's not making any money. It won't be for the foreseeable future. Like,
right,
but if you're willing to come out and help, yeah, I mean, I can always use a hand. And then the next weekend we had about 12.
yeah,
And it was like, oh my God. We ended up getting so much done. It was really cool to see the community come together. Even people that might not even like me showed up,
yeah,
as a person. And it's like, that's really what the sport should be about. You
yeah.
know what I
That's
mean?
that's
I
what
don't
I
want to
found it
hurt another
is.
field. I don't want to hurt any of the players. I just
No,
wanted to keep a friggin' local field open for somebody,
hmm,
So, and I mean, that's not all I wanted to do because, again, I've done the math. I know what these fields make. It's not knocking down the millions. It's probably not even going to knock down the high 100,000s. You know what
right,
I mean? So, and originally I'd actually started this company to do this. I actually started this company to do this right here. These here
oh, beacons,
is, yes, yeah, that's actually why I started. That's why it's called TNT Airsoft Supply LLC.
oh,
These are actually made in Taiwan, but I package them here in the United States, and we use local companies here to do the labeling and stuff like that for them all.
mm,
Because I'm a big proponent of local business. You know what I mean?
sure,
I used to. I mean, I could have went on Amazon for the 8 years I've been in airsoft and bought my guns and bought my ammo, but I would actually specifically go out of my way to go over to Gunny's and buy them, even
oh,
though they were
okay,
more expensive.
yeah,
And I knew this because I'm a local business owner. I want people to support me too,
right,
but I can just drive on down on a Saturday or Sunday and go pick up what I need. And I did multiple times, sometimes I wouldn't even come out to play. I would just show up and be like, hey man, I need some BBs, or, you know what I mean? My gun broke. Like, can I buy this?
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. And that's how it should be, so I actually started that to actually help the other fields in the area.
Mm-hmm.
I developed a very competitive wholesale rate for fields for North Carolina and into South Carolina.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Like the whole premise of this was, I don't know if you've had anything shipped lately that you've had to pay for that's not off of Amazon, but dude, like it's fucking insane right now.
Like like how expensive it is to get something
Yeah,
that's like in America or something.
yeah. Like I bought $1,000 worth of stuff, got it shipped to me for the field,
Yeah.
and it ran me almost $400 for shipping.
God damn.
And they came in 3 boxes.
What?
Yes.
Bro.
And so I started this knowing like that, the things are not good right now. Gas prices are going up. Shit's only going to get more
Right.
expensive.
Right.
I'll fucking deliver to fields. You guys need BBs for Saturday, and you call me on a Thursday and say, hey, I really need these here for Saturday.
Yeah.
You bet your ass I'll be out there Friday dropping them off to you for free, as long
If
as
it's
it's over
local.
$150. And it's
Yeah.
within 2 hours of me, you got it. I'll be right there.
Mm.
If you want to meet me within 2 hours,
Yeah.
I'll even do that for you. You know what I mean? So I actually did it to increase margins for the other fields, but also it helps me out too. Obviously we all need to make $1, but if you're making an extra $4, $5 a bag on your BBs, and you ain't got to pay that $500 for friggin' shipping all the time,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a win-win for everybody. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
dude.
Like that was kind of what the original thing was, and then the field kind of fell in my lap, and the next field I actually just commissioned that to be, because it still has stuff that's torn down and just left there, to be firebombed this week. So
What do you mean?
the landowner, dude, I couldn't ask for better landowners, man. You ever seen an 82-year-old lady be picking up pallets and shit and sliding them out of the way, dragging them over to a
Holy
fucking
shit. Now
dude?
that's old school. Yeah.
Dude, this lady is fucking hammered down.
Really?
She's picking up like friggin', 80, 90-pound pallets, just dragging them over to the friggin' thing over here to fucking burn and shit. You know what I mean?
Damn.
She is a beast, honey. Um, and so, but her and her son are actually the two my two landlords. But they felt so bad because any other landlord be like you said with your mom, any other landlord would be like, well, it's in a state of fucking disrepair, but sorry
Yeah.
about you. Good luck. Make sure the check's payable.
Right. Yeah. For real.
These guys are actually out there helping us clean up the mess and doing anything
Really?
that I've asked them of. Yeah, they've spent days during the week, like their whole fucking day, just burning shit that is not usable wood or not
Right.
usable for this, and picking up
Mm-hmm.
trash. And so I couldn't ask for
Well, I
better
gotta
landlord.
say, as somebody that cares about our trash issue, I'm glad they're burning
Right.
the shit, okay?
Oh,
Because,
absolutely.
bro, piles and piles of shit. I'm going cardboard, fucking pallets, fucking extra wood.
Make it be
What?
gone.
Bro, I mean, we've had bonfires here for fucking ever, okay? Like, big ass bonfire. Everyone, it's fun,
Yeah.
okay? Make it fun. We all stand around. I'm not talking about burning fucking, tires and goddamn oil bins and shit, okay?
Right.
I'm saying, like, all the shit that can be burned that's normal, fucking
Let
burn
it
that
go,
shit.
man. Let it go. Yeah.
God. We're packing all this trash,
Goes
but
back to the soil, man. Goes back to the soil.
it does.
You
Yeah, it's
actually make
actually
it
good.
easier to absorb.
It's good for it. My neighbor who died last year, but he was like 85. He lived in this place for like 55 years
Yeah.
across the street. He had a garden all these years, and he would do his fertilizer was like all the scraps from his table, right?
Right. Old
So
school about it.
all the vegetables and stuff, whatever, the
Yeah.
scraps,
Yeah.
and then he would burn, and we would burn trash, like clean trash, okay? Like I said, wood and
Yeah.
not treated wood, but like any kind of thing like that, sticks and twigs and all the brush and everything. We burn all that stuff. He would want those ashes, and he would grind them up in his soil,
Yeah.
And it was like the best. He never bought fertilizer. He never used dog shit or cow shit or whatever.
And
Like
for
he
whoever
put,
bought that property, if they ever go and do anything on it, they're going to be like,
yeah.
holy shit, this soil's black.
Oh, it's so good, dude. And in South Carolina, it's hard to find soil like that because it's all
Oh, it's
clay and
clay.
sand.
It's the same thing where I'm at. I actually only
Yeah.
live like 15 minutes from South Carolina border,
Oh shit,
but on the other side. Like my
dude, we're
girlfriend
so
lives out in
close.
Rock Hill, but I
Yeah.
live out in Monroe. So that's like literally 10-minute drive. You're
Yep.
into the border of South Carolina. So,
Yeah. Okay, dude, you're close as fuck. Okay.
well, fuck, dude, you got to come out, man. This weekend we're
For
doing fucking a
real.
real steel.
What are you doing?
We're doing real steel on 25th, man. You got to come out.
Really?
After games close, after games close. My friends, like I said, my friends coming down from Michigan, man. Come on
Yeah.
down, join us, man.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that whole honey, we can fill that in later. Um, yeah, dude, you should come on out Saturday evening, man. We're doing a bunch of real steel out there. We got like freaking 10 people coming out with guns and ammo, and fucking swing on out, man.
Oh shit.
It's in
Bring one of my
Waxhaw. It's in
fucking.
Waxhaw. That's it. We're doing it at the field because we have a friggin' the range over there. I mean, you could literally shoot a tank shell through. You might only get one, but it wouldn't go through it the first time.
Yeah, I've got my son built a 50 cal
Oh, nice.
fuck, what's the
Hey, honey.
I can't think of the oh my
These
god. I can't think of the name of it, but it's like a pistol round, but it's a rifle.
50 AE or 50 Beowulf.
Beowulf. Thank you.
Beowulf.
Yes. It looks bad. Here, I'll show you.
Yeah.
It looks badass.
Oh,
see
hell
that?
yeah.
See the one with the red
Yep.
trim on it?
Yeah, that's
All
nice.
the-
Actually, I like that.
Yeah.
Most of these kids go and do like fucking red barrels and shit. That's kind of nice. Like just
No,
a
no.
nice slow
It's all-
red accent on it.
Yeah, it's all black. Really sleek. Looks like a recce rifle, and then just the red, pins.
Yep.
Right, and then the magazine release. So, hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man, come on, dude. I'll make sure when this is over, make sure you get my number. You're more than welcome to come out on the 25th,
Absolutely.
which would be this Saturday. Yeah, like I said, there is
Okay.
after games close at 5. I'm basically kicking everybody else out. We're gonna hang out and shoot some real steel. You're more than welcome to come down with your son and
Yeah.
fucking pop off some rounds there. Like I said, it's in Waxhaw, not Monroe, but it's not that far if you're on that side.
No.
You
No,
know,
because
so.
I'm let's see, we are just about 1 hour from the border.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's
Yeah.
not bad.
We're
Yeah.
in Simpsonville. So Simpsonville, South Carolina.
Yep.
Right at the top. Yeah, the upstate or whatever.
Right, the upstate. Well, and that's what's funny because it's everybody goes, oh well, I'm just over in South Carolina, but they're on like the Rock Hill side of South Carolina.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But you're on the Monroe side. No, that's an hour trip, man. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm 10 minutes from I-85.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah. Yeah, you're not fucking that far at all.
Right, because I've been
Yeah.
to Winston-Salem, I've been to Charlotte, I've been to what the fuck is the town right outside of Charlotte where all
Monroe
the
or
NASCAR
Indian
drivers
Trail?
live? What is it?
Indian Trail,
No,
Matthews.
no, it's the one
So it
right by the
goes-
lake. What's the lake right there?
Because it goes
know what all the-
Charlotte, Matthews, Indian Trail, and then Monroe. I know we got Dale Earnhardt Jr. out here and a couple
Okay.
others out in Monroe. Now they're kind of
Maybe I'm thinking of.
out, but they're they don't live in no friggin' quarter or 3/8 of an acre fucking housing development. But
No. Uh-uh.
yeah, I
Yeah.
have been past fucking Junior's house and shit, so I do know they're out here.
Right. Yeah, there's a town right outside of Charlotte that I passed through to go to Charlotte that there's a real popular lake
Like
that I
Twitty,
can't think of. Huh?
Lake Twitty, or there's Lake Norman.
Norman. That's it.
Lake Norman. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's Lake
that's the
Normandy.
beachfront. Those are the vacation homes, man.
Yeah, it
Those aren't the
is.
permanent homes.
Yeah, that's the vacation homes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are the we need to get away for a weekend homes.
Oh yeah. Well, you guys are a lot closer. I was talking to somebody and they were like, "Oh yeah, man. Oh, you're in South Carolina. We're in North Carolina. It's yeah, you could come out for the weekend. It's not that far." And
You
they're
could
up in
hop, skip, and jump over here.
they're in Raleigh. And I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
it's like fucking 5 hour drive. I mean, yeah, I could for, a weekend, but not for a day.
Right. Yeah.
But
Yeah. No,
hell
that's
yeah,
no
dude.
day trip right there.
Mm-mm.
So, but yeah, no.
No
I
shit.
mean,
Are you from North Carolina?
no, I'm actually from upstate New York, man. Like
Okay.
about like so far upstate that I could go to Canada after I got off of work to go drink at 18, 19 years old,
And
and
get
then
a
come back home.
10% alcohol beer.
That's right. Hey, man, it doesn't matter when you're 18, 19. We're going to go
It's
drink
all
because you
good.
can't do it here until you're 21. So,
Yeah, no
but you
shit,
can
dude.
come back across the border drunk.
Yep. Yeah, so dumb. Oh, I went in the military, and then I got to Okinawa, Japan, my first duty station.
Yep.
So no drinking age out in town. They don't give a fuck. Okay,
Right.
like weed's legal, mushrooms illegal, opium's legal. Like
Holy shit.
all the, there's all kind of shit. They don't give a fuck, bro. So prostitution's legal. So you go over there,
Right.
you get off a base, and you're like, oh, this is freedom. Okay, America's talking about freedom, except
Right.
for drugs and alcohol and whatever. Like,
Except for
damn,
anything that you want to put in your body that we don't approve of.
no shit. Except for prescription drugs. Like, god damn.
Right. Now, if you want that shit in a legal pill form, we got you. Long as it makes Pfizer or somebody else that's a fucking big money,
So
that's
fucking
fine.
weird, bro.
It's
So
fucking. It's
backwards.
just the
Yeah.
bureaucratism, man. It's
Isn't
fucking
it?
horrible.
Holy
It
shit.
is
Okay,
fucking
so what
horrible.
brought you? What took you down to North Carolina?
Actually, I came down here for college.
Yeah.
When I was, because I left school in '07, left high school. Kind of fucked off for a few years and then came down here. I think I was 18 and did some schooling. Never finished college or anything. Basically, once my free money ran out,
Yeah.
and I had to make the decision like, you're gonna stay in it and pay this money, or you're gonna go do something else. I was like, nah, I'm gonna go make some money instead of spending money.
Exactly.
And then I ended up back up in upstate there about, I think I was 21 when I went back up.
Yeah.
Big fucking, just kids as shit. Like, it's a fucking police state up there. You're getting pulled over every other day because the cop just goes, "Oh, you crossed the yellow line." But I didn't. Well, okay, but you can tell the judge that. And then you get into there and you go, "Judge, I didn't cross the yellow line." He goes, "Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm going to throw this out. Just make sure you pay your court fees and your taxes, please."
Yep.
And that's literally upstate New York in a fucking nutshell for you.
Isn't
And I
that
was
sad,
like,
bro?
it fucking is, dude. So I was
Philadelphia is the same way, bro. I got friends in Philly.
Yes,
It's worse. It's so fucking bad.
dude. Between when I was 16 years old, I got my driver's license, to 18 or 19 when I left, 47 fucking traffic violations.
Jesus Christ.
You know how many of them I got charged with? 4.
Wow.
4. But every time I went in there, so you do the math, 47 times $150 for court fees, that's a lot of fucking money.
And not only that, but so that's if you want to go into court. Like, you have the choice.
You
And
have
look
the
at how many.
choice.
So if you're one person and you got that many over so many years, times that by whatever, 5 million. Okay.
Yeah.
In the state, or, in that area, whatever, over so many years. And how many out of that many are going to just say, fuck it, I don't have time to go to court, I'm just going to
Or
pay the
people
fine.
passing through.
So they just go online, pay the shit, or send a check in.
Yep.
God damn.
No,
Talk
I
about
made it a point to
extortion,
always
bro.
go in. Like me and the judge, we were on first name basis. Oh, hey, what's up, Travis?
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm gonna throw this out. Just make sure you pay your court fees on your way out. Thanks,
Oh,
Judge. Really
God
appreciate you.
damn. It's so bad when they have, you know, that whole system has that kind of control
It does.
to where they can just, yep, we are, like, they know what's going on, like, for
And
real.
they're
And
not gonna
you know
stop
what's
it.
going on, and they're not even ashamed of it. They're not trying to hush it. They're not trying to, like,
Nope. Oh,
yep.
hey, how's it
Oh,
going again? It's been a
hey,
week. How
what's
you
up,
doing
buddy?
today, man? Long
Yeah,
time no
yeah, we're gonna get
see.
together for dinner, you know? I
Yeah,
get a
you've got
bonus
money to
because of
pay
all
this
these fucking
fine,
traffic.
right? You fucking asshole.
God
Well, that's pretty
damn.
much the story of my life up there. Yeah,
It's
that's
so
about it.
bad.
Hey, you have a decent job, and we know you can pay these fines, right? Yeah,
Yep.
okay. Well, here's another one.
Between that and the crazy amount of taxes, bro, that are unnecessary. It's
Oh, God, it's
when I
ridiculous up
think
there,
about it, I can't think about it. I really
right?
can't. It's like there's no uh good way or meaningful way or streamlined way. I don't know. There's no process to go through as a normal American citizen to change or start to change or try to change this process.
No,
That's
there's
this
not.
corruption. It's really corruption.
There's
It's
only
really
one
bad.
way, and that's you need to raise
Yep.
money and run for office to change it. And
And
then the
that's a
people that do
fucking
that,
cesspool, bro.
how many
Holy
of them
shit.
get somebody rocking up to them and going, "I know
Yep.
you're here to change this, but
Hmm.
do you really want to change it now that I'm going to offer you this?
Yep.
I mean, I'm not offering it to you, but it's right there if you just don't change it."
And that's the thing, bro. I know most people look down or put down, and I do the same. Put down these politicians and anyone in history that's ever like kind of quote unquote sold out. But
Mm-hmm.
if I'm honest with myself, and I think most people too, if we were put in that situation, we say,
We say we would do different, and most people would probably do the same.
yep,
They'd be like, "Yep, oh, well, I'm going to talk a strong game while I don't do
yeah.
anything about this. Just make sure that
Ah,
they fucking checks are payable."
yeah, like how do you fix that? I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I
I don't
really
know.
don't
See,
know,
me
man.
as a person, I can tell you right now, I've stood on much harder grounds. I've always said, like, I'd love to run for office,
Yeah.
but I'd be one of those one-term politicians because I
Yep.
wouldn't play the fucking game.
Yeah.
And that's
Same.
the other problem.
Same.
I'd get up in there and I'd be like, "No, I came here to do this. This is what I'm going to do." And then next one would be like, "Oh, well, we found some woman who said that he once upon a time might have forcefully put himself on her." And then, 10 years later, after we get through court and everything, you'd be like, "Oh, I was lying." Well, thanks.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I can see
Oh,
that shit now. One term fucking representative right here. Oh
it's
shit,
so
he actually
weird.
gonna change things.
Yeah, it's so weird in our time of where people are more accepting of different lifestyles and
Right.
backgrounds, whatever. We're not
Which is all
so
fine.
pilgrim orient, mentality of religious, like you have to live a perfect life kind of thing
Yep.
but you really do, because I mean you don't, but when people are so influenced by the media
Yep.
and other, like impressing other people, like how they feel and how they look in front of other people and what other people think, they want to be along with the crowd, they want to go along with the crowd and stuff. It's like,
Yes.
yet they, that all it takes is the news running, mainstream media running some stories, and everyone goes, "Oh, it's
Oh my
true.
Lanta.
Oh
It
my
must be true.
God.
They put it on CBS.
You slept with a woman and you're a guy." And all they have to, like, that could be the whole fucking story,
How
bro.
dare you, honey? You slept with a man.
That could be the whole story. And it'd be like, how insensitive you are, Travis, to the gays out there. Holy
Right.
shit.
They don't have a woman to sleep with. How dare you? See, I'm more
Oh,
of a conservatarian, is what I call myself. I don't
yeah,
actually kind of tick any box because
yeah.
I'm one
Fuck
of
the
those people that
boxes.
dude, I 100% believe in. I don't care whether you're Democrat, Independent, Republican. I'm
Same.
going to vote for the person that is the least corrupt, is going to do the right thing.
Yeah, and what is the right thing?
And hopefully, right. I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully, because, yeah, just look at Obama. Change, yeah. So socialism, apparently.
No, fuck him, bro. He was the
You
worst
know,
president we ever had.
I agree, but I was with him on that first one, and there was a lot of people with him. Hey, I want to
Okay.
change things. You know what I
Well,
mean? I
sure,
want to
of
fix it. And
course.
everybody, he had a great way of talking, and he hadn't been marred in controversy for like the last 20 years that everybody could bring up.
True,
So
true.
everybody was like, yeah, Obama,
Yeah,
change.
that's
We
true.
want change. And it
Yeah,
was like, okay, so you look at China. That's what we're going to do here.
yeah.
Minus me blowing up some
Well, that's
U.S.
true.
American
I guess
citizens.
going into that, I didn't really know anything about him because
No,
I didn't
no,
follow any of that
nobody
stuff.
did.
Yeah, it's only looking back on it, the deals with the Iran and so. Yeah,
Right.
okay, that's true. I was the same way. I actually didn't follow any of that stuff at the time. I was too busy, man. My kids were little or younger,
Still too
and
busy, man.
working so much fucking overtime. And I think that's a lot of people, right? It's look, don't bother me. I won't bother you. You live your life. It's
Exactly.
fine. Okay. I'm not going to out you if you want to choose a certain lifestyle. As long as you're not hurting somebody, I don't give a fuck. Okay.
Pretty much.
I think that's the majority of people. And
And it's the
don't
vocal
raise taxes for
minority that
fucking
have
bullshit.
made it seem like it's not that. And it
Yeah,
is still is. It still is. You want to
it
dress as a
really
girl,
is.
hey dude, trifecta, you want to dress as a woman in the privacy of your own house, by all means you have my support, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Just don't make me have to dress like a woman, that's all I
Damn it.
ask.
Aw,
We're
can't
not
have
gonna
no
have a drag
fun.
show together, okay?
Can't have no fun, okay?
I know. Okay,
I
call
want to
me.
force you to dress like me, okay?
All right,
Get
hey
that
man.
bikini on.
Well, I guess since peer pressure's a thing, honey, get me a dress.
Uh, yeah, no shit. It really is, man. I feel like, and not to purposely try to bring this back to airsoft, but honestly, with all this shit that goes on in the world and our daily lives with business, like what we were talking about with the landlord and gunny
Yeah,
thing or whatever, um, people talking shit when they don't really know what happened. Okay, you've got politics, which is a shit show in itself, no
right.
matter where you go. Okay, even the most perfect place that's the most stable, whatever. It's still politics is difficult, man. It's a hard thing to do to govern states or large groups of people, okay, because you have so many fucking scenarios that happen and so many different variables of people that from the largest group of you know
Right.
from the lowest people that can't take care of themselves to the ones that are
The super
just
uber wealthy rich.
super rich, yeah. So and that are corrupt and whatever, like you got all this shit in between. It's very difficult, but the airsoft community, I feel like, is a place where a lot of that shit goes away, man. Like
It
no matter
should.
where
It
we come
should,
from,
man.
yeah, it's like no matter what background, no matter if you're a geek nerd,
A weeb, whatever,
yeah,
man.
right,
I've seen
like
them all.
never played
Furry.
sports, never just Dungeons and Dragons and video games and board games, and then go into airsoft, and then you meet with this group of guys that are just fresh out of the military, gung ho as fuck, beer drinking,
Yeah.
girl getting, okay, kind of whatever that's been their life, and athletic, played football in high school. Complete opposites in the real world. Would never hang out. Would never hang out
No.
outside of airsoft.
No,
We
they're
will
not
not.
calling him up to go hang out right at his house,
No, never. Okay. But you get on an airsoft field and everyone's fucking cool. And not just cool, like, hey man, what's up? It's
Right,
hey,
you
that's
got
a
people
cool.
going, "Hey, dude, that
You
was a
got some
really fucking nice shot." You know what I
right.
mean? Like,
Yeah,
dude, I
got some
can't
cool
believe it.
gear there. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Very different
it
atmosphere. And
really
I
is,
really,
and
I think the cultural climate, social whatever. I think it's because it's so drastic.
right,
There's such a drastic difference nowadays compared to airsoft events. Most of them, right?
right.
Where it is, it's these people that go to play airsoft. It's like, oh my god, okay, I can fucking relax. I feel at home. I feel, comfortable with all these people here. Um, and it really is an escape from all the shit.
And that's what it should be. That's what it was for me when
Hmm.
I was going through my divorce, man. Like, I was just having a rough time. I'm like, I just need to go do something. I have no friends in this state. I moved here with my ex-wife, like, and my kids. Like, I don't have any friends other than ones that are now grown up. They're away. Some of them are in other states that I actually went to high school with here in North Carolina. Like,
Yeah.
I need to go meet people. Like, and what's something I like video games, so why can't I make Call of Duty real life? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? At least in some way. You know what I mean? Like, obviously nobody's dying, hopefully, on the airsoft field, but
Right.
it is. It was a competitive thing for me. It got me out. It got me working out. Um, and that's the sad part. And it really is kind of sad for me because maybe it's because I was not super into it. Like, I'm super into airsoft. Don't get me wrong. I love airsoft.
Right.
But I wasn't into the grouping thing. I was
Mm.
never really on teams just
Hmm.
because of I've got two kids. So it might be a month before people see me back out on the field.
Yeah. The commitment level. Sure.
Absolutely. They're getting
Hmm.
older now, so I've got a little more time. But it was one of those things of like, that my girlfriend, we were actually friends on the airsoft field, and it was like, she'd hit me up just to make sure I was still alive sometimes, like, hey, you coming back out at some point to come play? Like 5 months
Yeah.
later, like, it's like, oh, yeah, I'll be out. Don't worry. At some
Is that
point,
how you guys
maybe.
met?
Yes, yeah, she worked for Gunny's, and
Oh,
she
okay.
was the front office lady there. She'd take all the stuff, take all the questions, sell all the
Right.
product. Um, well, honey, with a lot of help, she says.
Yeah.
Um, but no, she's actually probably bigger into airsoft than even I am. But yeah, no, that's actually how we met. She was actually what was it? Engaged. She was actually engaged. So like
Yeah.
it was strictly platonic of like, we're just friends.
Right.
And we didn't even actually talk all that much, but she'd hit me up every once in a while. I'd be like, yo, are you still alive? Because, you came out for like 6 months straight and now I haven't seen you in 6 months. Like, you coming
Right.
back out to play? It's like, yeah, it's daddy shit. Can't fucking come out this weekend.
Yeah.
But I've noticed a lot more, especially with everything that's happened between just wanting to open up an airsoft field, start a BB brand, and then there's one more thing that I can't talk about. Hopefully, you'll have me back on here in about a month to talk about it
Okay.
because it's going to be big. Like, my personal thing is I want to turn milsim and airsoft. I want to turn it over. I want to turn it on its fucking head because it seems like everybody's just happy with the status quo.
Yeah.
And I'm not happy with the status quo because you know what? Nobody ever did anything important by just going from the status quo.
No.
So when that next field is, like I said, I was having that burnt. The field owner, he's kind of a firebug. He's going out there to burn what I didn't want off that field left.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start building it. Nobody's going to be able to play on that fucking thing until this event.
Hmm.
But I'll talk about that later. Hopefully you have me back on to talk about it. Give me about a month.
Absolutely. Yeah, dude.
um,
I'm intrigued.
but I've noticed that there's like this kind of like the Democrat thing of just like, I'm just going to vote Democrat because I'm a Democrat. It's like, no, it's like airsoft is about fun.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be out here having fun. You're supposed to be able to have your teams and you can have your rivalries And yeah, sometimes shit's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna get a fucking high head, but you know what? We can come back maybe next weekend and talk about it and be okay. You know what I mean? But no matter what, like, if we start as a group fucking turning people off and that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people get turned off from airsoft because it's, well, if you're not with this group, then fuck you. Don't come over here. If you're not with that group or you support this person over here, well, fuck you. You're not cool. And it's like, guys, there's nothing wrong with having more fields. There's nothing wrong with supporting, another field or any field. You know what I mean? It's no different than if a fucking McDonald's took over your favorite restaurant. What, you're not going to fucking hit McDonald's? You're going to boycott McDonald's all of a sudden? Like, get over it. Like,
I've heard of this, here and there, and it is, I understand both sides. I understand.
I absolutely do too.
Yeah,
I don't want anybody to get that wrong.
Well, most airsofters do. So most airsoft fields come from players.
Yeah.
Right. So the field starts because, now look, if
hold on one second. Hey, can I ask you a favor?
Yeah.
May I put my girlfriend here and then go smoke a cigarette?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'll still listen to you. I got you right here. I'll still answer you, but I don't just want to have this like awesome backdrop here.
Well, we can pause. We can pause.
Oh, we can pause?
Yeah, we can pause.
This is a fucking thing?
Of course. Dude, this is recorded.
Let's fucking do it.
Dude, all the time.
Sitting
Listen,
here like fucking Jones.
All the time I do. No. All the time I do. Hey, I need to go take a piss, so let's take a break, and I'll come back. And then it's no big deal, and no one ever knows because I cut it out.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I don't know. I've been on some other podcasts and stuff, and they just like to record straight through, So
no,
I didn't want to ask. I was just like, yo,
this ain't a real podcast. Really need a cigarette.
Okay? Like, here, I'll put a sexy girl in front of this camera if I can just go outside, and keep talking to you, and smoke a cigarette. You know what I mean?
Well, have her come on here and put her on the headset. I'll talk to her for a minute and see how she got an airsoft.
Talk to her?
Yeah, let's add it to the. Do you mind?
All right, I'm down with it. Here, honey.
Yeah, let's do it.
Come on. Yes, you're being social. Come on.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
I mean, you shouldn't have to.
Well, just make sure you go to her Instagram first and ask her about that on Pit Viper.
Oh jeez. Oh, careful.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey there.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Hanging in there.
So, I'm Eric.
Hi, I'm Sam.
Sam, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Sorry, second time doing this, so.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. You're experienced then.
I wouldn't go that far.
I'm a rookie. I don't know what the fuck.
No?
No, I don't know what I'm doing. This ain't a real podcast.
Hey, it's all good, just.
Yeah. I mean, I started doing these, honestly, to add some content to our channel. So our YouTube channel started out with me and my sons, two of my older sons.
Mm-hmm.
They started playing airsoft with their friend.
Oh,
So they and I was coming out of being paralyzed. So I was paralyzed I was healthy my whole life. Okay. Like I was the kind of guy, I would get sick probably once every 5 years,
mm-hmm.
and I'd get a flu or something, and I'd come home from work. I'd feel like shit. I'd go to sleep for like 15 hours. I'd wake up and I'd be like, all right, I'm good.
Wow.
Never went to the doctor. Okay. Healthy, worked out, shit like that. And out of nowhere, totally felt fine. I just no clue what was going on. My hands stopped working, my feet stopped working, and like 3 days later, I was in a wheelchair. So that lasted for a while. And in the meantime, during that time, my sons started playing airsoft with a friend of theirs, and they were in their 20s, and I was just coming out of that. So I was able to walk down here where I'm at now in this office and work on a computer. So I started some YouTube channels, which I would have never done before. I was more of a go outside kind of person.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we started doing unboxings, mystery boxes, and for Airsoft. Well, then they all got busy like a year and a half ago, and I started talking with people on here, and I wasn't recording at first, and then I was like, hey, I'm this would be cool to put on our channel. I don't know, whatever. And yeah, it was really unplanned. Okay.
That's how the best things start.
Yeah, it was like it was just spontaneous. But yeah, that's how these podcasts started. And then I really enjoyed talking with people and finding out how they got into Airsoft and their story and shit like that. So then that's what I'm doing now regularly for a while. So.
And then here you are.
And here I am, yeah. So he said you were working at Gunny's before he met you. So were you kind of playing Airsoft before that, or were you exposed to Airsoft before? Okay.
Yeah, I actually started playing at Gunny's when I was, I think, either late 18 or 19 years old.
Yeah.
So that would put me at basically almost 10 years of being in the sport. Now, the first few years were basically just in and out, just life, it happens.
Sure.
And then I started working with Gunny and all the rest of those guys over there. And I mean, I had fallen in love with it, and I had a great group of people that were, my team, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And got into it, and then got out of it, and then there's been some shenanigans that have happened since then, and unfortunately I have lost all of those guys, which is very, very unfortunate, but I do wish them well.
Yeah.
Hope every single one of them is doing okay. And Travis became part of it for a while there, and like he said, he'd be there for a bit, and then he'd be gone for a while, and then he'd come back, and it just, long story short, now here we are.
Yeah.
So
now, when you guys met at the field, you and Travis?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 5-6 years ago, something like that, maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
So, and it's just been on and off. Again, I was engaged, and things didn't work out with that one either. And then it just, long story short.
Yeah, for sure. Now, when you guys met, were you guys, or I guess as you started getting to know each other, was it kind of like that you knew there was something there, like chemistry or something?
To be honest, I wanted to kick his butt the first time I met him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Like, this guy said what to me?
Oh shit!
Oh yeah. And it turned out to be something that was just, it was a normal him thing, and I just, again, from New York myself, and I took it the wrong way, and I was like, I'm gonna seriously kick this guy's butt.
Yeah.
And then it turned into a friendship, and see him every now and again for a while, and then he'd be gone, and then back, and then it was just a random conversation one night. We were talking, and he tossed in there, hey, do you want to go to dinner? I was like, huh?
What? No, I want to kick your ass, dude. What?
I did. That was a while beforehand, but yeah. And, that was...
That's funny.
Almost a year and a half ago. And then
so
things happened.
You're from New York as well?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm from Long Island.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
so
okay.
Totally different area. But
yeah, right. Well, how'd you end up in North Carolina?
With my parents. We all moved down when I was 14, and we stayed, and I live a couple minutes from my parents, and been here.
Nice.
So about 15 years.
What do they
now.
think about Airsoft?
Oh, they think I'm nuts.
Well, that's the reason I ask, because there's so many people I've talked with. There's this girl in the UK. She said, I said she has like three sisters or a couple, whatever, and her parents stuff. She said, I said, what's your family think about airsoft? You playing airsoft? She's like, yeah, they think I'm like crazy, and they're kind of scared of me, I guess, because I shot my mom in the butt or something, whatever. Like she's just trying to show them about the airsoft guns, whatever. But it's always funny to hear. Most people I've talked with, the one person in the family that plays airsoft that I'm talking with, and when I ask them about their siblings or their parents, they're like, yeah, they all think I'm nuts.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, especially the first time you show up with, the proverbial dot right in the middle of the forehead or the busted
Right.
up lip or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a toss up between the parents and the people that you meet on a daily basis going, everything okay at home? Are you okay? Because you look like you've just gotten beat up. And it's like, I'm good. I play airsoft.
Oh, no shit, right? This girl I talked to, and she's in, oh God, a different country. Anyway, we were talking about some of the pictures on her Instagram. She's in a bikini on one of them, and she had bruises on her legs.
Oh.
And in the caption, when she posted the picture, she wrote, don't mind those. It's, from playing airsoft, basically. Not from getting beat up.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that happens. Depending on where you get
That's
hit, they can either be a little teeny tiny little dot or it could be this massive bruise. And it's like,
right.
Ow.
That's funny. Okay.
Yeah.
So now do you still play airsoft at all?
Whenever I'm not working.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Which lately here seems to be every weekend or every day. I work 3 different jobs, so I'm constantly moving.
What kind of work do you do?
So I work at an eye doctor's office. I also detail cars.
Nice.
And then I help out with whatever Travis needs me to do with TNT.
Right.
Damn it.
Excuse me?
Okay.
Nothing.
Whatever. Building stuff or whatever.
Do you for your car detail stuff, do you film it?
Yeah, no.
Oh, you don't film it? Okay.
No. I mean, I take pictures before and after. I can show you some pretty gnarly ones, but
Well, there's
I don't film it.
there's a handful of car detail stuff that I see on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok
Facebook.
that are very popular. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Facebook's got a lot of them, and to be honest, I've learned a lot of things from the owner of the place that I detail cars at.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned a lot from Travis, and then I've also learned a lot from watching these videos on Facebook or on YouTube, just to see exactly what can be done and how you can get things to look clean. Now, my process is also a little bit different than other people's because I don't have all this high-tech equipment, but hey, I mean, I've got a drill, I've got a brush, I mean, I got chemicals,
Dude,
I can make this happen.
I think the drill with the brush attachment and soap is like, that'll clean your whole car, no matter where it's at.
Absolutely. And
it's a great tool.
It's not even soap, it's more like it's a citrusy type, what would you describe it as? It's a citrusy type,
like the Goo Gone or
something like that. Yeah,
OxyClean type of.
Yeah, you put it on something and it'll literally eat it, and then you can just wipe it away.
Dissolve, grease.
Yeah, gunk be gone or something like that.
Right.
It's amazing stuff. You just scrub it in, and then all of a sudden, where it was once completely nasty black, my mechanic boyfriend just got in the car and just went across the white interior. Hey, I mean, just remember that car that you're driving. I cleaned last weekend, so I'm watching you.
Oh shit. Well, that's a good question. Are you, when you get into your own cars, are you, because you do this on the daily, or, weekly or whatever, are you more, attuned to see the dirty spots in the car, like where your foot, rests up against on the side by the emergency brake, whatever, where people normally don't wipe down?
Yes,
right? You know, that plastic piece up there.
pretty much. Yes, it's that plastic piece. Oh, that's the bane of my existence. I notice that every time I get in my truck, because unfortunately I'm tall, I manage to kick everything as I'm getting in
Yeah.
the vehicle, and then all of a sudden I've got this up the side of
Oh yeah.
the plastic piece right there, or
Yeah.
the little bits and crumbs are the bane, ultimate
Mm.
bane of my existence, or funky windows. But unfortunately,
Mm.
because it's my vehicle, it's the last to get taken care of. At
Yeah.
least in my book, I'm always either out working, driving, or just not home to be able to take care of it.
Sure.
So it'll sit like that for a while, and then all of a sudden I get this wild hair, and it just be like, it's 9 o'clock at night. Let's go clean the truck because why not?
Well, that's how
And
it always is. It's the computer programmer that does that for a job. His computers, he don't even have a computer at home. Okay. He don't even want to mess with it. He doesn't touch it, or it's a piece of shit. Okay. The landscaper, his yard looks like shit. Okay. Like we all know this. The
the only
people
landscaper
that,
I know that's not like that is my brother, because his yard has to be looking like all
oh
the time.
shit.
Yes.
Okay.
So he
Well, he didn't go
professionally
into
does that.
landscaping because of that. He's a perfectionist probably. So,
Yeah, that's one thing that he and my dad inherited, or well, he inherited from my dad is that
uh-huh.
it's got to look like purity awesome.
Oh God.
And I think that's awesome. My greatest strength and also my greatest weakness is that I see the imperfections that I might have left, and it's like I could be here all day.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Plus
I'm kind of lucky in that where I have a little bit of OCD, but most of the time I'm just like, fuck it. Okay. Like I don't like things in my way. I
Yes.
like things to be functional. So if they're functional, they can be out of, like, doesn't have to be perfect, right? As long as it's functional. Now
Mhm.
my wife she's pretty OCD with how things look, right? So how dare you? You're
I
horrible.
agree. Yes. On some things anyway. So
That's
I can
funny.
totally understand where your wife's coming from.
Yeah, she's like that. I installed these lights in the hallway. So our hallway, we've been here for a long time, but the hallway right outside this wall here is it's pretty long, but it's never had a light in the hallway. Okay,
Yeah.
so just the last 2 days, I drilled holes and put in these flush mount lights, right?
Nice.
And hooked up a switch, whatever. Well, whenever you
Crooked.
drill drywall, okay,
Mhm.
it's dirty as hell.
Oh, I know.
Dust everywhere. So today my son came over. When my sons came over to, because all my kids are moved out, and he came over, and so we were sitting at the table, and she's like looking at the floor, oh, because I swept up, but I didn't mop. Okay, so I'm like, hey, I'm doing the hard work. I'm putting these lights in that you wanted. You can clean up. It's fine. So she's like, oh, I got to scrub this floor again. I was like, yeah, I mean, but it's so messy. It drives her nuts.
Yes.
So,
Always take the shop vac whenever you're doing that and stick it right underneath. This way, any droppings that you get, you're going to collect most of them.
oh,
It takes some skill,
it does.
but you can do this. I
Well,
worked with my
there's
dad in construction for a while, so he was a
oh,
stickler
okay,
for not doing that. No
Yeah.
mess anywhere. If you make a mess, you're not done it right.
That's true.
Yeah, so he was, every time he cut something, there would be the vacuum right up underneath it as he's
Yeah.
doing something, so there's no mess going on the floor.
That's a great, now look, I do have that vacuum attachment for my sander.
Mhm.
So I have a battery powered sander that, I take the bag off and I put the, shop vac hose on. It has an attachment for it.
Yeah.
Put that on, and it's, when I sand the drywall stuff, there's no dust. It's so
Which
great.
is awesome.
They have an attachment for the hole saw for when you're drilling, these big holes through the drywall stuff, especially on the ceiling. They have an attachment for that. I just don't have it yet. Okay. So it was either wait until I get it, and it's not expensive. I would have just had to order it, or just get it done. So I
Right.
just chose to get it done and let her clean it up. I mean, look, bro, she needs something to do anyway, okay? She's fucking bored.
Ooh, don't let her hear you say that.
Oh, I
Ooh,
say
your
it to
life
her
is gonna be
face. She
miserable.
loves it. I'm like, honey, here's how I gauge things in the universe. If you care about it getting done, then that is your purpose. I mean, it's logical.
Maybe.
If someone walks in the house and they walk through here and they go, wow, it's a nice place. I'm gonna go use the bathroom over here, and they walk down the hall and they come out and they don't say like, man, this floor is a fucking mess. Like if they don't think that, then it's not their purpose. You're gonna have some people like her that will walk through a house and go, oh, that floor needs cleaned. That is your purpose, okay?
I
So it gives
guess.
her purpose. Anyway,
I mean, I can see it, but I'm also the OCD one, so that's kind of like, oh, just take care of it.
but let me ask you this.
Yes,
If
sir.
everything, like every room you went to, every car you got into, and every house you went to was perfectly clean to your standards every day for the rest of your life,
Life would be so easy.
no, it would be boring. Admit it. You'd be bored as fuck, okay?
Agreed, yes, but it would be
You
so much better.
You'd got to have that stuff to clean up, all right?
We could do a little less than that. It would still be okay with not having to do all that.
Right. I hear
Gotta love
ya.
it. Yeah. You ready?
Well, it's been great talking with you.
Right.
Yeah, so let me see if is Travis ready?
I don't know. Honey, you ready? You've been called back. Yep, and I gotta ditch a cat.
Well, thank you.
No problem. It's nice talking to you.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
Take that how you will.
That's a big cat.
That is a big cat. She doesn't have small cats. She likes to feed them too much.
I hear you.
18.5 pounds, honey. That's a
Damn.
small cat. You can say
Okay.
that's the smallest of the cats, but it's not a small cat.
Yeah, I mean, smallest is relative.
That
It's
is
a relative
very
word.
true. Very true.
Mhm.
But you go down the street and get that cat on the street, and that's probably only like 10 pounds. So, but yeah, man, like we were talking about, just I hate to see it like devolve into that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Airsoft is supposed to be fun, whether you're at an
Mhm.
event or just at a community game. You know
Well, it
what I mean?
sounds like
And
your
go ahead.
specific situation with this field that was becoming, or this land or whatever that was becoming available to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was that's it's not like, so to put it out there so that anyone that hears this or watches this that knows of your situation, which I don't,
Of
I
which there
didn't
will be
know.
many, I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah. So anyone that doesn't understand or is salty about it or whatever. Now I'm guessing when I say this. I'm speculating because of what you told me, but you did not go after this field or this piece of land on purpose with intentions of getting someone out of there that
Well,
was doing well there.
and
Okay.
honestly,
So
how could you? You know what I
yeah,
mean? If
it's
everybody
not
was
like,
happy, there's no way to do that. You know what I
exactly
mean?
right. So it's not like, and these type of situations can be, like I said earlier, these can be taken very differently depending on the narrative. And I hate to say that because so many people are used to that word over the last couple of years with the news and
Right,
stuff or
right.
whatever, so they don't understand what it really means. But it is how you portray, how you talk about, how you write about a situation. It's your perspective, okay?
Right. And
Your
you could have two of
perspective,
them going
right?
simultaneously. And the best part is, even if you think both of them are lying, take the fucking middle road. And you're going to find,
Yeah,
somewhere closer to the truth than you would just taking one
right.
side or
There are
the
certain
other.
facts that if you can have, someone could say factual statements about the situation, that came up with
Correct.
the landlord and gunnies or whatever. But the way they say them, or if they just say one thing, they could say a factual statement like, this place over here used to be gunnies, whatever it's called. But now this guy took it over.
And it sounds like it's a completely different statement.
That could be a factual statement. But depending on the person that's hearing it and what they know from before, right? The information they already have, they could go, that's fucked up, man. Now,
Right.
to
He
me,
just
on the
moved in there and
outside,
took over all of his fields, and
yeah, to me on the outside, I have no clue. Like, I've heard of Gunny's, whatever it's called, Gunny's Playground or something like that.
Gunny's Warfare Center.
Warfare.
And again, I do want to say this. It's the only field I ever played at. It's the only event I've ever actually been to.
Yeah.
Just because kids, I wasn't up until now where I need to start networking with other airsoft fields and companies and things like that, which I'm doing a really good job of. But I've actually had a lot more reach out to me than I've reached out to. And
and that's not a fault. That's a good thing.
It is. It is. But, in the same respect, like, it was my getaway. It was my getaway, and it was close by. So I used to go there, and I spent thousands of dollars with him. And I hope only the best for that guy. He's got a new field now, and I'm all about it.
How long has this been? Is it still kind of fresh where you're still getting negative
oh my God.
shit from it because of the previous?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So there's still a lot of people out there that think, like what I said, this factual statement. Okay, yeah, that's true. They used to be here, now you're here. You must have been the bad guy that pushed him out, kind of thing. And that's kind of how a lot of people will think if they were loyal to the other, person running the field. Where in actuality, if you don't own your own land to start an airsoft field, you have to deal with the landlord. The landlord typically, like I said earlier, in these situations doesn't really care that much about airsoft. They're not airsofters. They own a chunk of land. Okay.
That's actually not factually true in this one statement. I would agree with you 100%. Yeah. No, the landowners, her son is a big airsofter, man. He comes out and plays. He's played every single weekend out there to pad my numbers.
This is the one from Gunny, where Gunny's used to be?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he never felt like he was welcomed at Gunny's. And I told him, I'm like, no, absolutely. Come on out.
That's one of the reasons was the like an atmosphere that was there that was like, hey man, it's not conducive to different people or whatever.
I mean, I can't really speak on it. I don't know between those two, like, whatever happened. Like, they used to be friends, And that's kind of how an airsoft field even existed there to begin with, which is great. Don't get me wrong. But when I was having meetings with them, it was like, no, dude, I want you to come on. I want you to be a part of it. I'm like, I'm not going to charge you for it, obviously, because I just have to pay you your money back. But,
yeah, right.
Right? But no, dude, come on out, play. Like, I would love to have you out there and playing with everybody. I mean, number one, it's a great workout. Number two, it's a lot of fun.
Right.
You want to come out or you don't want to come out, that's fine. But
do you think, coming into a situation like that, do you think it's going to take a while to get out of that kind of shadow or stigmatism of the location, the previous owner kind of thing, or that history or whatever?
I'm not sure it's going to take such a long time with that.
Yeah.
As it's going to take, and again, I've got things in plan. Like I said, a field wasn't really even on my radar when I started. It was just something that I was like, maybe they want to keep it an airsoft field instead of turning it into, selling it for an exorbitant amount of rate of money that they could get to turn it into a fucking housing development.
Yeah. Right.
And he did, because he likes airsoft. That's kind of why I say, like, this is one of those strange things where it's not just a landlord just wanting to make money. It's he actually enjoys what's there.
Yeah.
He just wants to be able to come over and enjoy it from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think so. I think really the biggest thing is that with everything as destroyed as it was, and if you're interested, I can send you the pictures of what our fields look like, or you can go on to TNT Airsoft, search TNT Airsoft on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I have a couple pictures up there, not attacking the prior establishment, just that this is what we need to clean up, this is what we need to get done to be able to
Get the
make
field
another
operational.
Right, in a bigger capacity than what it is.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of hardcore players, they're not going to come out. Like, we actually had I'd actually had to shut down the field. What was it, honey? Was it last weekend? 2 weeks ago? 2 weekends ago. I had to shut down the field on Saturday because I had so many birthday parties going on. I couldn't run community games because it's so small.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't have enough fields and enough refs to be able to be like, okay, community games can be
Gotcha.
over here, and we can be doing,
Private
paid
games.
for exactly over here,
Yeah. Right.
But it was really cool because, number one, I really enjoy the kids, and those are the next airsofters. We're not gonna stay young forever. We can't fucking run around like this shit forever. You know what I mean?
For real now.
Right, we're going to be seeing motherfuckers out there. If you think that's the case, like, we're going to be out there on walkers and fucking wheelchairs fucking shooting each other, you know what I mean? So to be able to take that young generation and kind of have fun with them and show them what airsoft is supposed to be about was great. And you know what? I would take not getting 80 people in a fucking weekend.
Yeah.
If I could just get 10, 15 kids to just enjoy fucking airsoft with.
Yeah.
But again, for the hardcore people, yeah, I'm probably not going to see those guys for a while, even if they don't care what happened or they see through the bullshit, whatever it is.
Right.
Because I don't have the stuff to keep them there right
Gotcha.
now. You know what I mean? So this next month, like I said, I had the
So
landlord.
you're in the process of building up.
Absolutely. And it would be great to have some of those hardcore players, even if they know they're going to have a lesser experience in another field that's already established.
Yeah.
Come out and just support it for the fact of.
So what do you got right now? Like, you're as far as that kind of stuff goes, you're talking like your field is, what is it, open? Like, there's not a lot of structures right now. There's no attraction for some of these players for, like, there's no obstacles or hard structures on the field.
There is,
Okay.
but it's a lot of plywood and just cover building. I was able to get 1, 2, 3, which the third one actually never existed when it was Gunnies. We actually, I gave for all the volunteers that came out and helped me. I said, hey, there was never anything here, but it was like a pseudo base that was here.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate you guys helping me. Like, you guys design it, I'll come out, and we'll all come out, and I'll help you build whatever you want. You tell me what it is. You take anything off of any field that's left here, and we'll build it. And they did. They actually built quite a cool building out of it and stuff like that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I call it like 4.5. You know what I mean? That I was able to get done, cleaned up, safe enough to be able to open in 2.5 months. You know what I mean? So it's actually a lot of wooded area that we're using, just because that obviously provides a lot of natural cover.
Right. That's great.
But in the wooded area, I honestly probably spent too much time on 2 bases that I did build myself with help from everybody else. I probably spent way too much time on those. I probably could have put up half the structures that are there.
Yeah.
And been like, done, moving on to the next one, you know? But I'm kind of
Right.
a perfectionist on this. Like, I want people to have fun. So I'm sitting
Sure.
there going in my head, like, strategy around, like, how do I build this to compete with that base, to compete with this base over here? And I think it came out quite well. And everybody that's played on it has been like, I really like it. It's just, it's not, you know, I don't have the extra fields, the extra buildings for people to go into and play different styles, you know.
Yeah.
It's open, it's long range for the most part, unless you're storming into a base, you know what I mean, or sneaking, because that's how I designed it. You're not storming into anything. You know what I mean? So,
well, have you thought about? I don't know anything about the field. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Pictures of it, whatever. But have you thought about doing trenches? So trenches is so as opposed to building, right? So building structures, you have to buy lumber, which is very expensive, and not just the lumber, right? You have to have fasteners, so you got to have screws or nails, okay? Uh, enough to where this shit ain't gonna blow over when the
Right.
fucking storms come, right? But you know, those things cost money and take some work. So trenches, a shovel is like fucking $20 or less. Okay. And
I just
now it
want to
takes a
stop you right
lot
here.
of labor.
Hold on. I just want to stop you right here. Get at me in about a month, okay?
Oh, okay. Because there's a
We're
few
on the
people I've
same
talked
page
with.
here.
Oh, good, good. There's Englefield Echo. Her name's
Yeah.
Chloe. Englefield Echo is her YouTube channel. She's in the UK. She plays at a field. She does a YouTube channel with her gameplay and stuff.
Yeah.
And she has some pretty good gameplay videos of one of the fields she plays at, and I can't remember the name of the field. I wish I did remember the name because I would like to shout it out because it's a really cool field the way it's set up. But it's got a lot of trenches, like World War II style trenches.
Right.
So, but they're not the reinforced with the wood and everything, just dug out trenches.
Dug out with some fucking sandbags
3.5
on top.
foot, whatever. Okay. Not too deep. Okay. To where it's going to cave in, nothing like that. Just, you know, where they can tunnel, they can run through and zigzag around. And it's like a maze.
Yep.
But it gives them enough cover to go through, but they don't have to traverse an open field. Right.
Right.
And you don't have to have man-made structures in between to block, you know. So
right. You're not going speed stop from structure to structure to structure. You're going. You actually have kind of an actual milsim kind of.
Right.
We thought about a defense here. Like we're going to go through these trenches to get where we're going. You know.
Dude.
Yep.
That looks cool. Okay. Good.
I'm
that's
hip
a cheap
with it.
way to
I've
go.
already been on it.
Good for you. Because I look at a lot of these fields, these outdoor fields, and I'm going, I don't know why it's all flatland. They're spending so much money on all this plywood and 2x4s and 4x4s and all this shit. I'm going, give me a fucking shovel. I'll be out there all fucking day, bro. I'll give you berms because all the extra dirt I'll throw up in this one spot. It'll be a nice little hill.
Yep.
Okay. Like, bro,
I
free.
can actually tell you. So, I've had other field owners also attacking me, whatever. But one thing that was, you can't do trenches. No insurance allows trenches.
Insurance.
Yes. Now, I specifically, this was the claim, is that no insurance will allow you to do anything 2-story. No insurance will allow you to do, because apparently there's only 2 companies that'll do insurance for airsoft or paintball.
Jesus.
I know this is a lie.
It's got to be. That's a fucking monopoly. What?
Because I went through it. Don't get me wrong. I spent literally, I opened my shop and it was a slow day. I didn't really have much to do, so I'm like, all right, I need to figure out this insurance quick because we're coming up on like 4 weeks to open. I need to get this shit done.
Yeah.
So I spent 7 hours on the phone with insurance companies, being traded back and forth between different companies and different subsidiaries, and they're like, no, we can't help you, we can't help you, we can't help you, we can't help you. Finally, I ended up, I'm like, okay, I ended up all the way back full circle with the company I started with 7 hours ago.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, yeah, click, we're done with this. So I ended up
sounds like politicians.
pretty fucking much. So I ended up going for like another hour on Google and just modifying my search result, like my search terms. And I ended up coming up with an agent that deals with trying to get insurance for things like bowling alleys, because apparently that's in a high risk category. I don't know why.
What?
Yeah. Bounce houses, paintball, airsoft.
Now, bounce houses, I could see.
I could see that.
Bounce house has to be more dangerous than a fucking paintball field.
Right, God damn it. I rented this thing from you and I didn't pay attention to my kids and he broke his fucking neck. I get it. I get it. So,
they're trying to do triple flip, quadruple shit, whatever.
Right? Fucking Uncle Jimmy got in there and bounced all the kids out the fucking top of it, But no, so I ended up coming across a fucking agent. Dude's great, man. I couldn't recommend him enough. But because nobody was going to help me, I'm not willing to go out on a fucking limb to hand to anybody else.
Yeah.
And no, I mean, he got me insurance, and I was sitting there, it's nice because you have somebody to talk to. It's not just a fucking online form going, and then you go, okay, well, what am I allowed to do? I called him up. He's like, hey, you're approved for this. And I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, just, obviously pay me. And I'm like, all right, I got you. I'll pay you, but I have some more questions. So I asked him, like, can I have trenches? Can I do second story stuff? Can I do all the things that we see over in the UK? Because you don't see that in the US, really. Right. Except from, like, big events. You know what I mean? And I'm like, can I do these things? He's like, yes. He's just like, be very careful. He's like, because they will drop you in the blink of an eye. He's like, be thinking about when you're building whatever the fuck you're building. He says, make sure you think about the overweight 40-year-old middle-aged man that smokes, drinks, and hasn't exercised in 10 years.
Yeah.
As he's climbing up those stairs or going down into he's like, because, that's really going to be your problem. He's like, the kids, they're not going to have a problem. The young teenagers, the young adults are not going to have a problem.
Right.
But it's going to be that 40-year-old overweight, oversmokes, overdrinks. He's like, so make sure if you're going to do that you find a way to make it as safe as possible where they don't suffer any serious injury.
Mm-hmm.
AKA, don't make a 40 flight of fucking stairs.
Right.
That homie's going to lose his fucking footing on its top and then tumble all the way back down.
Yeah, exactly.
And break his fucking neck.
Or fall off the fucking edge.
Or go through the 15, go through the window of the second story. Right. Yeah, and I'm like, 15, okay, cool.
20 feet. Yeah. So, but the trenches, bro. So the trenches, if you make them narrow and deep and squared off, then it's dangerous. If you make them wide,
kind of shallow, but then you take that dirt and you put it into fucking sand sacks. You can actually build up, even if you only need to dig down 2 foot or 3 foot.
So you can make a border so that now it kind of highlights the trench so that, it's a visual where somebody that's running goes, oh, there's a drop there. But also you can make the bottom of the trench squared off, the very footing, flat.
Yep.
And then the first, foot or 18 inches of the wall, the sidewall, squared off. You can make that. But then start tapering it out. to where it's like the ditches we have here in South Carolina, where
Yeah,
the street I live on, we
they're
don't
not
have
deep.
sidewalks.
They're wide.
They're wide. They're not
Yes, they
deep.
kind of go that
They
way with them.
catch all the water. Okay, and if a car wrecks in there, which we've had 2 cars in 15 years we've lived here, 2 cars wreck in our fucking ditch. Okay,
Well,
the last
sometimes
one
that happens. I mean,
was.
you can't knock on drunk drivers, man. Come
I
on.
don't knock them. I think it's great. The last guy broke the damn telephone pole in our corner of our driveway right in half. And he got out of the car. I heard it. I felt it, rumble. And I went out there and I checked on him. He was like a 20-something-year-old, guy.
Yeah.
And he got out of the car. He was fine. And he goes, "Hey, man, don't call the cops on me." And I was like, "That's fine." He goes, "I'm going to go. This is my mom's car. I don't have a license. I'm going to go get my mom and she'll come over here and say that she wrecked it." I was like, "I don't give a fuck, bro. Are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah." So he ran down the street. I don't give a shit.
You're leaving your car here with a fucking license plate on it. Like, we're going to find you if you don't.
I mean, look, they didn't hurt my property. Okay.
Right.
I just want to make sure the dude was okay. But, the state trooper came, everyone was fine. His mom was over here. They took the car out. Nobody was hurt. But these ditches are very forgiving, right? The ones on our street. So they're really wide when they come up. So they're tapered off. It's a really slow slant. So if you make something like that on your field, where if somebody does not see it, if they're running around, it's going to be a very slow, they're not going to fall in a hole and break their fucking kneecap.
All of a sudden, right.
Yeah, it's going to be a very low or slow slant, tapered in. You could do something like that. That would be way more. Now, on paper, insurance companies, I
Everything
understand.
sounds great, right?
You say trench, they go, "Oh shit, somebody's breaking their fucking leg."
Right? Jumping into a 6-foot trench.
Right.
Yeah. No, and that's what I mean. Like, you could do it with just, digging down so far, but then, filling sandbags up and just building it up, even if it was just a straight drop.
Right.
No, Peggy, and my insurance company was like, "Yeah, we don't really care."
I
until
wonder
the point.
As far as insurance companies, I'm very curious now. What constitutes trench? Like the term, what is the definition of a trench? Like, how far down does it have to go? Because if it's 2 feet, go down one and
half.
3.75 foot, and then just use that dirt that you're digging to, like you said, fill the sandbags, and it adds another 2 feet or 1.5 on top.
Right, or go find
edge.
some fucking dirt somewhere else and make
That's
it
a
6
good
foot
idea.
tall. Right? Like, come on now.
Yeah,
That was my whole process on it. I'm like, I mean, I know the regulations for how far I can dig anyway in our county. Yeah, take all that fucking dirt. It's gonna go to nowhere anyway. Fucking put it in sandbags and build it up bigger.
Well,
You can have a 6-foot trench.
You want some free dirt, bro? I've seen these places online. I think it's is it Facebook Marketplace or some shit like that, where you can actually put on there in search of certain things, right? And you can put a lot of these like if they're doing a lot of building around your area, like allotments, whatever. They want to get rid of some shit dirt, right? All the shit. Yeah, it's like it's got rocks and roots and all that shit that they want to get rid of it. They don't have a place to dump it. You can put on there that you're willing to take, your land is willing to take extra dirt, and they'll come over there and dump that shit, bro. You can make hills and mounds and berms and all kind of shit.
That's actually a really good fucking idea, man. I like that.
Free.
And it's free. Yeah.
It is.
I like it. If it's free, it's for me, man.
And now you gotta, the cost is the physical labor, elbow grease.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So
somehow I still haven't figured out a way to make that free yet, but I'm working on it.
Oh, they got movies on that, bro. You seen that movie Wall-E? Okay, you got fucking, robots that do all this shit, and all the humans are sitting around fat as fuck, sitting in a hover chair. Okay.
Boy, I wish I could have a hover chair right now.
You fucking slacker.
You know it. You know it. If I could be, I would be.
Oh, shit. Thanks for tuning in to part 1. Stay tuned for part 2 on the next episode of Trifecta Airsoft Podcast, the fastest growing airsoft podcast out there.